Consider the creation of truth. Rather than truth being something to acquire or possess, contemplate the possibility that your most powerful access to truth may actually be an act of releasing a perception, a momentary lack of possession. Once you embrace a truth, you are enchanted with the conundrum of being in possession of, or perhaps possessed by, something that is both real and illusory. It is real, for so long as you hold on to it, this truth will perpetuate and validate itself by coloring what is available for you to experience. As you believe, so it will be. Truth is illusory due to the impossible connotative implications that we have associated with the concept, all-encompassing, invariable, fact, the one and only. Even more so, an unchanging or definable truth is inescapably flawed the moment that one attempts to distill finite, a mentally comprehensible concept, from the infinite Tao. If you seek to put an ocean in a bottle, there is going to be a lot left out of that collection. The good news is, no matter how tenacious this truth may be, or how enamored one might be with it, its inception is also the initiation of its demise. There may seem to be quite some time between the two events, but then time is just another one of those illusory truths. Truth has defined within itself a breakpoint, a point where its flaw is inevitable, a seeming contradiction or an inability to encompass or incorporate the scope of our current realization. Most often we will at this place cease to be the willing possessor of this view. Without the validation of our belief, this small portion of the infinite is released from our rigid confines of concept and returns to its fluid nature. However, on occasion we will not perceive the blaring breakpoint, or even perceiving it, we will choose to defy the evidence in order to avoid our fear of what our world will be without this truth. This can be a very hard path to take, for the greater ocean has become determined to reunite with that portion of itself you have collected or segmented. Either you will have to release your portion, or the ocean will attempt to crash into that very small bottle. You may not realize it, but you are at your most powerful just before the realization of a truth. At that moment, your possibilities are infinite, an endless field of potentiality. You are infinite. It is when we get tired of flying that we settle down on a stable truth. Now, despite all this implication against holding anything as truth, I must say that I do realize that my experience is from the context of a segmented perception of the infinite. That being so, in the nature of my own concept, truth is only that which enlivens the spirit and the heart to believe, and nothing else is really very important. Enjoy the journey, dear ones.